Wingspan Oceania Expansion was published in 2020 by Stonemaier Games. It was designed by Elizabeth Hargrave and illustrated by Ana Maria Martinez Jaramillo, Natalia Rojas, and Beth Sobel. Stonemaier Games provided this in exchange for an honest review. This expansion adds nearly 100 new birds from Australia and New Zealand to your game, a set of bright yellow eggs, rulebooks and player boards, plus an updated score pad. These dice replace the set from the base game and introduce the new food token, Nectar. Nectar acts as a wild token and can replace any single other food. That's not all it does. When activating the water habitat on the new player boards, you can now trade an egg or nectar to take another card. Whenever you spend a nectar, whether it's for a space ability or to feed a bird, the token is placed in the spent nectar space in that row. At the end of the game, the players with the most and second most spent tokens per habitat gain 5 or 2 points. Notice that the ability to trade resources for an extra food die, egg, or card moved from the second column to the first. Some other balancing changes were made too. 5 new bonus cards and 4 new gold tiles changed things up a bit. To break it down, new boards and rules, new birds, and new ways to mitigate and score. That's Wingspan Oceania Expansion. You need about 3 feet by 3 feet, even if only playing solo. This is due to the base game size, and not because of anything specifically added in Wingspan Oceania Expansion. If your table is fine to play the base game, it'll still work well. In my original review, I said 3 could get this down to about an hour once you all know what you're doing. As we've kept playing, you've seen a handful of games around that time, but still a few here and there as long as 90 minutes. None of us can quite figure out why some plays take 30 minutes longer either. I wanted to mention it here in case your time is limited to 60 minutes or less. I still enjoy this most as a 3-player game due to downtime, although that could be because our 4th player, aside from my learning game, was Grandma, who tends to be a lot slower than us. I will say that competing for the gold tiles is more fun with more people though. While the game mechanisms are simple, the planning needed to trigger successful combos, plus maximizing those scoring goals, will likely be too much even for experienced gamers younger than 8. Players need to be good readers to grasp the bird powers, even though most of the information on the cards is displayed in icons. The art and graphic design in Wingspan are pretty much perfect, and the Oceania expansion is no different. The new player boards may seem a bit more cluttered, but still work well in terms of game flow. There are a few new bonus cards that reward set collection for habitats or nests. The new goal tiles such as Beak Direction having no goal, which allows for an extra turn to build and run your engine, are fun. One thing I like is that you can easily play the base Wingspan even after replacing your dice and boards. The new cards all having an OE in the bottom right corner, so just take those out, or ignore and redraw if you don't feel like separating everything. Same for the new boards and dice, just ignore the Nectar icons and anything else that was added. Mitigation through Nectar might be the best of the new additions. You could always spend 2 unwanted food tokens for one you do want, but now you can use Nectar. It also gives you a chance for bonus endgame points. Finally, it adds a layer of strategy when drafting. Do you take the Nectar just to risk losing it if not used at the end of the round? I touched on the balancing changes during the basics, and now we've gone deeper into how Nectar works. This all makes the game easier, but also allows players to get their engines up and going without being set back and much by bad luck. I think the changes all improve the game by quite a bit, and we will always use this from now on. Wingspan Oceania Expansion adds new birds, food, and components to an already solid game, but it's the balancing and mitigation that found a way to somehow improve that classic Wingspan experience. Grandma's first play of Wingspan was with this expansion, so don't worry about playing only the base game for your first few plays if you bought Oceania alongside it. Jump right into this fantastic expansion and enjoy it. I sure did.